Hello everyone, Counterspell Hater here, back with another EDH guide. Before we get into the video, I'd like to announce once again that we have a charity going on at my school, and on uh, on the 28th, I think it is. Alex's Lemonade Stand Foundation for Childhood Cancer is doing the Million Mile 2022. For more information on donations, ways to give, getting involved, about ALSF, childhood cancer, where the money goes, special events, registration, exploration of teams, preparation for the Million Mile, like how does it work, how to walk miles, viewing all 2022 teams, amplify your fundraiser, make an impact during the Million Mile, such as ideas for reaching your goals, getting your business involved, virtual half/full marathon 9/24/2022. Social programs and sponsorship for the Million Mile, recognition program, sponsors, and becoming a sponsor. All that and more. You can um, find here once you access it through the link I will give in the description. You won't be able to click on the link to directly go to the website. You'll just have to copy and paste it into your search bar. I'm not really good with linking and stuff. I haven't really tried it. Um, uh, Sorry, I'm drawing blanks. But anyways, so uh, help ASLF fight against childhood cancer, because as a Boy Scout, it's my duty to help people. But for times like these, it takes more than one to help a whole bunch. So I am asking for your help. Anyways, let's get into this commander. Before we do, please leave a like and subscribe. Comment on this video. You can make an EDH request for like another commander. If the commander has already been featured on this channel, then don't make that request unless you want a specific style. So like enchantments for like a commander that's already been featured that doesn't go like a specific style, like Rammus enchantments or something like that. You can make that request. You can also make requests for like other things like standard or like more MCGA videos. And if you're not in the mood to make requests, comment anyways. I like feedback from you guys, normally positive, so you know I'm doing right, and lets me know how good I'm doing. That really means something to me. Thank you all. Thank you to 74 of you who are going to subscribe. Let's keep the number going up. I want this to be a full-time career instead of a hobby, and you guys have the power to decide whether or not it is. I would enjoy this as a career, but I can just do this as a hobby. Really depends on the actions of you guys. Share this video along with like the previous two, along with previous other videos you may have watched and found on my channel, especially the previous two. Those also have the links that can be copy and pasted into your search bar to get to this website for the Million Mile. Only good on it'll be stopped on like the 8th. No, sorry. Yeah, September 1st to September 30th, 2022. So we don't have that much time left. So get to it and help out those who you can while you can. And hit the notification bell, that way you don't miss another one of my videos. And let's get into this commander. Luminor. Szeras. So this is a new, completely like brand new type of deck for like Mono Black. And it does involve sacrifice, so it's not all that new. But this is from Warhammer 40K, the Commander series. So in this deck, we are tapping our commander here to sacrifice another creature and add an amount of black mana equal to the sacrificed creature's mana value. So what we want to do in this deck is cast creatures real cheap, but they're but their mana value is rather high. So we get more out of them for sacrificing them with our commander here than we do when we cast them. So we don't have to spend as much mana, or we take some of our opponent's stuff and sacrifice that because it may have higher mana value than ours because we're non-green, so we don't have like World Spine Worm. But in black, we do have Ward of the Void, which can give us like several good options, and then a deck of 100 or more cards. You never know what you're getting. So with this, if we deal combat damage, the creature we want to put onto the battlefield is the one with the highest converted mana cost or mana value. That way we get the most mana out of it when we sacrifice it to Illuminor. Demon of Death's Gate. So what we could do is just cast this by paying its alternate cost of sacrificing 3 black creatures and paying 6 life. Then this lands. We sacrifice it with the Luminor. Hopefully he won't have summoning sickness at that point. So we sacrifice the Luminor, and we've just now traded in 3 black creatures, 6 life, Demon of Death's Gate, all for 9 mana, which we can use to go find Rune to play Runescarred Demon in this case, and go find something. And Runescarred Demon is also in here because after its ETB, we could just sacrifice it for 7 black mana, in which case we could most likely use to cast what we have found and put it into our hand. We have Reviver Demon for a board wipe because we're mono black, so none of our stuff is going to get destroyed. Abhorrent Overlord. So we can just play this for the Harpies and then sacrifice it to Illuminor. Shadowgrange Fiend is another is just like Demon of Death's Gate, except with madness. So we discard it into exile, then we can cast it for its madness cost or put it back into our graveyard. So we discard it, we pay 2 generic and a black and pay it life, and then we'll have cast Shadowgrange Archfiend, and then its ETB effect will go off, and then with the Luminor, we will be able to get 7 mana for 3 mana and 8 life, even though we'll probably end up gaining back more than what we paid. Shadowborn Demon can just destroy a target non-demon creature, and if it's gonna be a problem, we can just sacrifice it to Illuminor to give us 5 black mana. Reaper from the Abyss, however, will not, because it'll kill another non-demon creature if a creature has died on that turn at the beginning of each end stuff, of course. Legion of the Pit. So we cast this as a morph face down for 3. Then for quadruple back, we turn this face up, and then we can instead of letting it eat out of our board, we can just tap Illuminor, the turn we morph it to sacrifice this and get 8 black mana. Dread Feast Demon is in here because we can create multiple tokens that are copies of it. So what we can do is we could just sacrifice, create a token that's a copy, and to keep ourselves from like completely wiping out our board. We would sacrifice the token because it would have the mana cost of Dread Feast Demon. So this is basically generating us like 7 mana if we have Illuminor out, if you think about it. And that goes greatly in combination with Demon of Dark Skins because we can get creatures back from our graveyard, so they can be sacrificed again to Illuminor to get more mana. Having Demon can just kill everything when it dies, really hurt some token players. Brain Stealer Dragon is in here to steal some of our opponent's stuff, like very high converted mana cost, and as more and more non-land permanents that our opponents own and the battlefield under our control, they lose life equal to mana value, so they're gonna end up losing more and more life. Rock Sasha Debaser is in here because we can use its Encore ability in its graveyard, which means we will exile this from our graveyard and then create a token that's a copy of it for each opponent we have. Each of those will, of course, keep the mana cost. And after combat, could be if they survive, or at least one of them does, we sacrifice them. If not, then most likely what we got from our opponent's graveyard. Nightmare Shepherd is great because we can exile non-token creatures we control as they die. And then if we do create a token that's a copy of that creature, except that it's a 1/1 and it's a nightmare in addition to its other types, but it'll still keep the mana cost. So we could get like Demon of Deathgate, sure, it will be a 1/1, but it's another round of 9 mana. Now Eternal Scourge, however, can be cast from exile, and when it becomes a target of spell or ability and opponent controls, we exile Eternal Scourge. However, what we can do is when Eternal Scourge dies, if we have Nightmare Shepherd out, we could create a token that's a copy of it, then cast the original Eternal Scourge again. And this is actually involved in an infinite combo I'll address once we get to like the other card that's needed. Author of Shadows can just allows us to have like a wide selection, especially if we're playing against like self-milled players, so Golgari or like Reckless Aristocrats, stuff like that wants to get stuff into its graveyard. Gonti, Lord of Luxury, steal some more stuff. Dead Man's Chest, more stuff from our opponents. Predator's Hour, same thing. Dread Return, help us get back creatures from our graveyard. Ever After, same thing. Recurring Nightmare, helps reanimate more. Cauldron of Eternity, same thing. Umbral Mantle is another part of the combo because the creature has 3 untapped. This creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Matrite Stone is to untap Illuminor. So is 1,000-Year Elixir. Staff of Domination. Farmstead is also involved in this combo. Can be. The Immortal Sun is also involved. Well, or like cards, or just general cards that reduce the casting cost of creatures. Cloud Key, Semblance, Anvil. So now at this point, we would have the full combo with either Immortal Sun, Semblance, Anvil, or Immortal Sun, Cloud Key, and Semblance, Anvil. As long as you're reducing the cost of creature spells you cast by 3, because at that point, Eternal Scourge, because it's only 3 generic mana, will be completely free. So we'd have these cards out. And then what we would do is we'd have our commander Luminor out, and we'd have it equipped with Umbral Mantle. And we'd have Nightmare Shepherd out. And then we'd have Eternal Scourge, of course, and our commander Luminor. So what we do is with all those out and Eternal Scourge's cost reduced to 0, is we'd use Illuminor to sacrifice Eternal Scourge, the original one, exile it with Nightmare Shepherd to create a token that's a copy of it. And since Eternal Scourge can be cast from exile, and it costs 0 in this case, we cast it for free from exile. And not to mention, we have 3 mana left over because Eternal Scourge Eternal Scourge's mana value is 3, and we sacrifice it, so we got 3 mana, 3 black mana. So we use that 3 black mana to untap Illuminor with Umbral Mantle, and it gets +2/+2 until end of turn. And we would keep sacrificing the original, and we'd be getting infinite tokens, and we'd be infinitely buffing up our commander. And as we add in more and more cards, this gets more and more busted. Not Jet Medallion, but still black spells you cast cost 1 less to cast since we're a mono deck. This would be nice. Nice to give familiars in here for the same reason. Maelstrom Colossus because of Cascade. Yes, something not as expensive, but close to as expensive. Ancient Stone Idol can reduce its own cost to almost nothing. Conduit of Ruin helps us cast our first creature spell each turn by reducing its mana cost, and can help us find something. Planar Gate. Creature spells you cast cost up to 2 less to cast. So if we also have Planar Gate and like Immortal Sun, then the combo would also work. We add in Astronaut's Altar. Suddenly, we also have infinite mana because we sacrifice the token for colorless, and then we keep generating those tokens by sacrificing the original, by tapping Illuminor, and then as the original Eternal Scourge dies, we exile it with Nightmare Shepherds, and repeat the combo. And as we're generating those tokens that are copies of Eternal Scourge, that are 1/1s, we sacrifice those to Astronaut's Altar for infinite colorless mana. Then if we go back to Staff of Domination, that means we can use Staff of Domination infinitely to untap itself, to gain its infinite life, untap target creature, tap target creature, and even draw cards. So infinite card draw, infinite life gain, and I think if you know what you're doing, quite possibly infinite mana. And can tap down all of our opponent's boards and draw us infinite cards. We add in Zolaport Cutthroat, that's infinite drain. Cutted Crypt from this combo gets infinite corpse counters, which with our infinite mana, we can use to sacrifice Cutted Crypt, once we have the desired number of corpse counters on it, and get a whole bunch of zombies. Open the Graves is just infinite zombies on the spot, because the non-token creature we control is dying in this process. Wand of Orcus is in here because with Umbra Mantle, as we use this combo more and more, Illuminor is getting bigger and bigger, because every time we untap him with Umbral Mantle, he's getting +2/+2 until end of turn. And that's for each and every time. We repeat the cycle. So if he hits that turn with Wand of Orcus, if he hits one of our opponents, we're probably going to get a lot of zombies, and quite possibly a dead opponent. Blade of the Blood Chief can also buff up something infinitely, because creatures are dying. Ogre Slumlord for infinite 1/1s, and they will have Death Touch. Ghoul Collar Gisa. Illuminor gets to like a desired size, and we have Ghoul Collar Gisa out. We can just spend a singular black to tap her to sacrifice Illuminor, and we'll get God knows how many zombies. Blight Mound to give us creature tokens that when they die, they give us life. Butcher of Malakir will just wipe our opponent's entire board away with this infinite combo. The Meat Hook Massacre will just completely drain our opponents. And we have Cabals. They're all of these cards are good on their own. It's just in this infinite combo, they're just so much better. Cabal Stronghold, give us more mana. Crypt of Agadine. I'll say this: Cabal Stronghold, Crypt of Agadine, Nykthos, Shrine to Nyx, not Dark Depths, but Cabal Coffers are all in here because we're playing mono black. Cabal Stronghold and Cabal Coffers because of swamps. Cryptic Academe because of mostly having black creature cards in our graveyard. Nykthos Shrine to Nyx because we're only one color of mana. So that'll be so we'll be focusing on only one color for devotion. Dark Depths. Because in this infinite mana combo, we'll be able to remove all 10 ice counters from Dark Depths. So we'll be able to get Merit Liege right away, which, in case you don't know, is a legendary 2020 Black Avatar creature token with flying and indestructible. Yeah. Lower Stronghold to get creatures we control back, and then the rest of these lands are just basic swamps. Of course, there's the Warhammer 4K. We are professionals here. And with that said, that is the Commander Guide starring Illuminor Szeras. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Please leave a like and subscribe. Go copy and paste the link I will have in the description into your search bar / browser bar and hit enter to get to the ASLF site for the Million Mile 2022 and help out and help support ASLF fight against childhood cancer and find cures to it. The Million Mile 2022 ends. Sure it ends on the 30th, but I still think beyond that you can still support. You can still help ASLF fight against childhood cancer. Still via the website. In other ways. So, and be sure to share the link with others. Would greatly appreciate that we spread the word. I know my school would, and I would, because as a scout, it is my civic duty to help others. However, in times like these, for these sort of situations, it takes more than one of me to help a community of people. So I'm asking for your help. And besides that, comment, make an EDH request. If the commander hasn't already been featured on this channel, then you can make an EDH request for that. But if it has already been featured on this channel, but you haven't seen a specific style of it, so like Ramos Enchantments, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, or like Ramos Elementals or something like that, then you can make that EDH request. Or like make requests for like more MTGA videos, or like for me to go over like standard decks that you can play at home and maybe even in tournament if the cards would be legal for tournament. But besides that, if you don't feel like maybe requests, please comment anyways. I like the feedback from you guys. And share this video along with other videos, especially this one and the previous two with others, because this one and along with the other previous two I have posted all have the link to the website for the Million Mile 2022. But yeah, along with those videos, share other videos found on my channel to other people so they can receive guidance as they're building their decks from yours truly. And hit the notification bell, that way you don't miss another one of my videos. And we'll see you Monday. Goodbye.